What is the supernatural? What if you could prove that the supernatural was merely a manifestation of what already exists in the mind?
I'm Ellie Holland, you're watching The Fan Carpet, and we're at the world premiere of The Quiet Ones at the Odeon West End in Leicester Square.
Of course I'm excited, I'm thrilled, it's fantastic.
To the film.
Well, we bought the script, quite a long time ago, and it was based on a true story, and it was sort of like a bit all over the place, but at the core of it, it had this incredible, true events that happened, and we thought that's just great because it's not like a found footage movie; it's sort of like really happened. So we, drew that out, and that's what really attracted us to it, and also because we're trying at Hammer not to make gore fest type of movies, torture porn films, but like more like suspenseful, character driven, sort of characters that you care about, and I think that's what we've done.
What drew me to the film was the incredible script that I was given. It was very, very scary, and when I read it, I felt like it had the potential to be something very unique and interesting.
My character in general gets to play 5 characters in one. It was like a buffet for an actress. She's manipulative, she's evil, but she's somehow alluring and vulnerable and naive at the same time.
I think it was the idea of this, the idea that we manifest things from our own mind. We create our own reality from what we think about, and a lot of what the film is about is us trying to prove that Olivia's character is creating this ghost, these paranormal events from her own thinking, that she's manifesting it from her own negative energy. So that idea really drew me because I think it was a very unique viewpoint for a kind of a scary horror thriller film to take.
When creating your character, was there anything or anyone that you drew on for inspiration?
No, because in every horror film, nearly every horror film, you see a girl and she's in a smock, she's in a white smock, and she's got the dark, lank hair, and it's been done so many times, so I wanted to try and get my character to be as original as possible.
What were your influences when approaching the film?
Well, obviously there was the whole Hammer genre that was an influence. There's a real style and flair to Hammer and a risk-taking, and I felt like that was exciting. So the prior Hammer films and also the modern era would let me in, and Woman in Black. I was really, really interested in what we could do to take it to the next level.
Myself, I think I was. That sounds so weird, but I was my inspiration, in the sense that there was a lot to kind of go through. Like, as a guy who's a non-believer in the supernatural, but at the same time he's very curious about it, which is exactly the same as how I feel about it. I don't not believe in ghosts and said supernatural beings, but I'm intrigued and interested in people that have had experiences with them, and I hope to one day find out more. And I'm not saying that I want a ghost to come and haunt me, but I think there's a lot out there that we still don't know, and it's exciting.
No, actually. No, I remember going into the audition thinking, because it's set in Oxford, and I'm an Irish guy, and I was thinking, right, well, do I do an English accent or will I just stick to me? And I just thought there's something about this character that feels very much a part of me, so I'll just go in and do me. So I kind of felt very, I don't know, I just had fun doing it and being myself.
We did quite a bit of research on the social science experiments of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, particularly in the United States and Canada. And there was some, this movie is based on some real-life experiences, particularly one called the Philip Experiment that took place in Canada in 1974. So we did lots and lots of research to try and capture the era as authentically as possible.
What is your scariest moment?
In the film? I mean, the ending is pretty scary. I think the bits in the attic is really terrifying as well.
Oh my God, the scariest moment. When the bath starts bubbling. Have you seen the film?
I haven't.
Wait till you see it then. When the bath starts bubbling. Okay. It's quite near the end.
Yeah, no,
Probably when I see my girlfriend, played by Erin Richards, getting sucked upside down by the spirit Evie. And I had to witness this with my own two eyes, and that was quite intense.
The fact it's set in the 1970s, I think it's been a while before anything's been set in that era. What I love about films set in that era is that it's very simplistic technology, very minimalistic in that sense. They can't get their mobile phones out and have no bars on their reception. It's very raw, and they're very believable characters. I think it's sort of embedded in a very, very true reality, and the fact that this is a true story, based on true events, makes it all that more exciting.
Were there any strange goings on the set that you can talk about?
Well, that's a great question that I can talk about. Yes, I think that when you do a movie about the supernatural, you start to interpret everything as having a supernatural cause. We had some very ugly and strange baby dolls, and every day there would be something different about the baby doll that scared all of us. And we were in a very creepy old house in the middle of nowhere, so there were a lot of sounds, and I was quite frightened by some of them because they would happen in the middle of a take. So perhaps we thought that Evie Dwyer, which is the entity that's sort of manifesting in the movie, was somehow either trying to prevent the movie from happening or playing a little joke on us.
There was no strain. I was kind of willing things to happen. I was like, come on, we need to get something going so we can really be scared. But there was nothing. I was really pissed off.
I'm a fan of Florence and the Machine. A big fan of Florence and the Machine.
Good choice.
I'm waiting for your next album, Florence, so please get to it, girl.
I'm a fan of eating. I love eating.
That sounds good.
I love eating all the time, and I've recently started doing weights. Doing weights. But I kind of like just eating and then like doing weights. Is that really weird?
No, it isn't really weird. It really isn't.
Well, I'm a fan of Hammer. I'm a fan of the sort of films that we make. I'm a fan of psychological, suspenseful Hammer films. That's what I'm really a fan of. I'm a fan of those old films like The Shining and Rosemary's Baby and The Woman in Black that we made. And we just made the sequel, and I'm a really big fan of this movie.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the actors in this movie. Do you mean other movies or fan of things in general? Well, let's see. I love the show Workaholics. I like the new Returned. I'm a fan of a lot of things. Obviously, as a writer, director, I try to see as much as possible. And so I don't get to watch quite as much TV as I would like. But I'm a fan mostly of people and performances.
Well, that's it for us, but remember to follow us on Twitter.